All right, Dub Nation, it's Draymond Green. Tip-off is coming later today with the great Tim Roy, and then tune into the Morning Roast tomorrow morning for the best Warriors coverage.
Gotta love Draymond Green. We were just talking about Draymond Green during the break. Friday night was a peak Draymond Green game.
He cracks me up. He was really good Friday night.
So you had the scoring, the catch and shoot three in the first quarter, and he always hits his threes in the first quarter.
How about the dunk down the middle late in the game?
Well, then you had the two smoke layups.
Oh, my God.
The finger roll in the first quarter.
He missed a wide open layup, and I was like, how?
So he missed a finger roll in the first half.
I totally forgot about
missed
the
layup in the second half. He makes 2 threes. He's yelling at Moses Moody. He's yelling at whoever. He's yelling at the referees.
He was great, though.
He yelled at the referee so he walks over after getting the block call on Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren drives. Draymond Green thought he got the charge. Gets right up, and he's doing the challenge sign. Challenge it. You know Steve Kerr's going to challenge it. He's got to. He's Draymond Green. It wants to make him happy. So then he goes back to the free throw line, and Draymond is berating the referee. Literally berating him for a minute straight. And the ref's just looking at him, right? And so then there's a new ref. I forget her name. She's the first transgender ref in the NBA. She's made history. So then Draymond turns his attention to her and starts yelling at her. And it was like, oh, we got the full Draymond Green. And then the end of the game.
Oh, my God.
Where he touches the rim. But after Giddey touches the net, I mean, it was just wild. The full Draymond Green experience. And we're getting it all through the first 7 games of the season.
I think he's been really good, though.
Yes.
Well, and to me, like, you just look at it, and I think you and I have spoken about this forever. He's slightly over 10 points per game. He's about 11 right now.
Right.
Stay around over 10, somewhere over 10, and I think the whole floor opens up for him. What's been interesting for me is I've been hyper-focused on the Chris Paul, Draymond Green overlapping minutes.
Right.
They haven't been as bad as I thought they would be. I actually think that they're getting pretty good looks in that in those lineups. And I have to give a credit to Steve Kerr. He's really trying different combinations.
Right.
And I love the way, especially in the OKC game, he did multiple line changes, 2 and 3 guys at a time, subbing offense for defense or specific personnel based off what they needed at that particular moment, based off fouls or whatever. I feel like he's pulling all the strings really, really well in these tight games.
No, and Chris Paul handles the ball, and he's telling Draymond Green where to go. There were some big plays down the stretch where the Warriors are down 133 to 127 at OKC. And you saw some great plays from Draymond Green. Nice little alley-oop to GP2.
Hey,
late down.
How about the one to Kuminga? Was it yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Oh, my God.
That was yesterday.
Kuminga got up. It felt like he was as high as the backboard.
Right, but Friday night, that alley-oop to GP2.
That was sick.
And Steve Kerr pulling all the right strings, subbing defense for offense, offense for defense, pulling Curry and Paul, playing Wiggins, or playing Kuminga, and playing Moody down the stretch. GP2 being a factor defensively. So Steve Kerr's going to pull all the right strings, and he said it. He set the tone right away. The closing lineup will be different. We will go by Phil. And sometimes it's Kuminga. Sometimes it's Wiggins. Sometimes it's GP2. But as long as you're winning basketball games, everybody will be happy. Now, Andrew Wiggins would have get him going. But the good thing is Jonathan Kuminga's come ready to play.
Yes.
And there's going to be mistakes made. This guy hasn't played much basketball. He's not 21 years old yet. All right? He's giving you 13 points per game off the bench. I don't know, yesterday started off rocky for him, 1-9 from the floor, but next thing you know, he finishes 5 of 14. He's getting to the free throw line. The one knock on him, you want to see him crash glass a little bit more. But he's defending at a high level in boxing. God, I think Kuminga is ascending. Well, I don't know who's complaining about Jonathan Kuminga so far to start the season, but you shouldn't. I like what I see from the third-year player.
Can we allow a young player to just develop? We all think that development is linear, like it's straight up. No, there's going to be some ups and some downs. That's part. Like, talk to anyone raising a child right now. Right. Is the development straight up? No. Or is it up and down? I don't care how old.
It's up and down. I got baby Chaz. The terrible twos have kicked in.
Have they?
There's a tantrum every hour. God knows what happened. Hey, Chaz, can I put your jacket on? It's going to be ups and downs. You got to stay patient.
What did I do wrong?
Exactly. By the way, our guy from Minnesota had one of the greatest calls ever. We need to pull that because of the Josh Allen. It was incredible. I heard it last night on the NFL. While we're playing drops, I was thinking about it.
Can go ahead and get out of town.
He was awesome with the Josh Dobbs call. We'll get to that in a second. B, I had just been, again, I'm not charting it, but I'm hyper-focused on, is Kuminga around the rim? Is he boxing out? And this is in the Friday night game. Bro, he was near the rim all the time. Now, he doesn't get the rebounds every single time, but just because you box a guy out and someone else gets a rebound doesn't mean that it's some net negative. That's what you're supposed to do, okay?
Right.
Defensive rebounding, offensive rebound is a team thing. Yes, individuals can get it, and some guys like Dennis Rodman have a knack for it, and they're excellent individually. But to me, rebounding is a collective effort. I've always thought that. And I'm watching, and I thought Wiggins was really good too in terms of being near the basket.
Right.
Kuminga and Wiggins were attacking and around the rim over and over and over again. Wiggins had a left-handed, layup right around the rim, and then Kuminga was right around. But in particular, Kuminga's offensive post game is so mature for a 21-year-old. I don't think we give it enough credit.
He's not even 21 yet, Shasky. Oh no, he just turned 21.
Okay,
My bad. I keep saying that. He just turned 21 in October. That's right. He just turned 21. Look, Friday night's a perfect example to everything you're talking about. If this was last season, and I know we're putting last year in the rearview mirror.
No, but I think it's fair to contrast.
Kuminga in the first half against OKC wasn't great. The guy played in the second half. Steve Kerr trusted him. He ends up playing 22 minutes. Scored 17 in the second half. Those are big 19 points.
Yes.
9 to 15 overall from the floor. In the second half, when OKC scored everything, and we're playing a Wild Wild West shootout, right? This is a Wild Wild West shootout in Oklahoma City. The first game of the in-season tournament and group play. We'll get to that and our thoughts about the opening day of the in-season tournament. But Kuminga 19 points, scored 17 in the second half. Again, this guy gets better as the game goes along. There's going to be some moments he turns it over. There's going to be some moments he misses a box out. There's going to be some moments. And now that could cost you a playoff game.
Yes.
But the whole point of the regular season is to get him ready for the postseason.
Yes.
Get him ready for the playoffs to where these things are buttoned up. Box outs. Not blowing assignments. Watching for backdoor cuts.
No loose ball fouls.
Not going for pump fakes. So Kuminga is learning on the fly, and he's getting better and better and better. Let the guy play. Let the guy learn. A young player, I always said this in the NBA, young player's not going to get better by not playing. We're going to watch James. Well, we're not going to watch James Wise. We're going to see him on the bench. He's not getting better because he's not playing. That's going to hurt his career. Kuminga is now playing, and now you're starting to see the potential. And by the time April rolls around, by the time we get to the NBA playoffs, Kuminga's going to be, he's going to be so much better.
Yeah.
There's nothing to complain about. I got no complaints about Kuminga right now.
I just think that we overstress on finding somebody to critique. It's a team game. Like right now, the Golden State Warriors are 10th in allowing 110 per game, almost 111. All right. I'll take that for right now, especially given the pace that they play at, and we assume that their offense is going to be more and more efficient. That's good.
Right.
Like they're scoring 115. Their fouling is slightly down.
Right.
The assists are right where they need them to be. And so, I think that they're trending in the right direction. I look at this. This is another thing. Now, not everyone's played the same amount of games. Some teams have played 6 games.
Right.
Some teams have played 7. But right now they're in the top 5 in overall rebounds.
Right.
That's good. So I know we were losing our mind. This guy has to rebound, and that guy has to rebound. Well, collectively, let's take a deep breath here. Have they collectively rebounded well? Yeah, they have. Yep. Now, again, it's a little distorted because they've played one extra game than some of the other people. But the fact that they're even in that category, to me, tells me you're getting some misses and you're rebounding. That's big. And I just I think that we're always looking for a scapegoat, and sometimes things are going well. Right. And this is one of those times.
Yeah, no, the way I look at things, instead of scapegoating, because I know we're going to get into Andrew Wiggins. I know a lot of people are worried about Andrew Wiggins. These are good problems to have when you're winning.
That's what I'm saying.
You're 5-2. Chris Paul hasn't shot well yet. He just hasn't shot well. I think he's made 1 3 on the season. 1 3.
But he's
maybe 2. Did he make one yesterday? I think he made one yesterday.
Let me
he's made 2 threes on the season.
Can we stop on Chris Paul for just a second? Great point guards are about 3-1, the great ones, in terms of assist to turnover ratio.
Right.
Draymond Green has always hovered between 2-1 and 3-1 in terms of assist to turnover ratio. And Draymond's a very good playmaker and assist guy for the Warriors and always has been for years. Do you know what Chris Paul is on right now?
Well, he's got 56 assists and only 6 turnovers.
Yeah, he's on like a 4.5 to 5.5 to 1 assist to turnover ratio. You're looking at one of the all-time savants in terms of assist numbers.
No doubt.
So I know that the shooting hasn't been good.
Well, that's what my point was.
Come on.
But my point was with Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins and some of these other guys not shooting the ball well, Chris Paul is 2 of 26 from the three-point line so far. He's shooting 7.5% from three.
That's not going to sustain.
His career averages are 37%.
Yeah.
He will start making shots. From the floor, he's 31.5%. From the floor, he's a career 47% shooter. Those numbers will go up unless Father Time all of a sudden creeped in and he can't shoot anymore. He will find his shot. Andrew Wiggins, will he find his shot? That's TBD. He's got to get going here. So the Warriors got to create open shots for him. But when it comes to Chris Paul, 56 assists, 6 turnovers.
Come on, dude.
56 assists, 6 turnovers. By the way, Friday night with Chris Paul, he had 13 assists off the bench. That was the most assists off the bench for a Golden State Warrior since Keith Jennings back in 1994.
Keith Jennings, number 2?
Mr. Jennings. I don't care what number he was.
I think he was number 2.
We had him on pregame show
really?
A couple years ago. But Mr. Jennings, who was part of that 94 team that went to the playoffs and lost to the Phoenix Suns, he backed up Avery Johnson. I mean, Chris Paul's doing everything that you want him to do for the second unit.
Keith Jennings was one of those guys, I always got his card. That's the reason why I remembered his number. I'm looking it up right now. Bonte, number 2.
Okay.
Wow, he was 5'7".
Yeah, he was small. He joined us on the pregame set a couple years ago.
Wow.
Really
That's
good dude.
incredible.
Mr. Jennings. So to have 13 assists off the bench, no, they're not shooting well right now, Chris Paul and Andrew Wiggins. Let's see those shots going. I want to see Andrew Wiggins tonight come out very aggressive. Now, he is still taking the assignment of guarding the best opposing player, the Donovan Mitchells. You know, he's trying to guard the Josh Giddeys. He's trying to guard the De'Aaron Foxes.
I'm really impressed with Josh Giddey.
So I want to see Andrew Wiggins. He's got to step it up. There's no doubt about that. Let's go to